You're moving into a time of more possibilities than ever before. It's kind of a treat yourself moment. Total autonomy, total ownership. All right, let's cut right to the truth, shall we, Peaches? This reading is going to tell you a harsh truth, a sweet truth, and a motivational truth. If you want to skip to the timestamp to see the stacks and find out about winning a free reading, go ahead and do that. You can skip the shuffle. There's the first one. I do pick a cards every week on all sorts of stuff, not just the usual. So comment what you want to see the next reading be on, okay? So there's your main themes. And as was pointed out to me, I am always dropping cards. So for stack 1, the harsh truth. The sweet truth for stack 1. And the motivational truth for stack 1. All right, the harsh truth for stack 2. Harsh truth for stack 2. The sweet truth for stack 2. And the motivational truth for stack 2. The harsh truth for stack 3. The sweet truth for stack 3. See, I'm even more self-conscious about it since someone pointed it out. All right. And the motivational truth for stack 3. Okay. Zoom in here and let's see the stacks. All right, here you've got your stacks 1, 2, and 3. They're timestamped, so you can skip right to the one that is speaking to you. And if more than one is speaking to you, by all means, watch more than one, watch all 3. I do ask for messages for my subscribers in particular, so if none of these resonate specifically, you might consider subscribing, and then from here on out, the messages might resonate more with you. I'm dropping cards, as you can probably hear and tell. I am right now drawing the winner for the Why Do You Feel Invisible, Why Do You Feel Left Out reading. So if you commented a tarot card on that reading, and if you commented the Ace of Wands, then you've won that reading. And I'll comment on your comment to let you know that you've won. If you would like to win a free version of this reading, the truth reading, leave a comment below of any 2 tarot cards, and I will pull a card in the next video, and maybe you will win a free personal version. Okay, I'll be quiet just for a minute. All right, let's check into stack 1. You have the Page of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the Fool is your overall theme. So this is an energy of, it indicates that you're moving into totally new territory, and you're going to move more easily if you surrender expectations. It's like you're moving into a time of more possibilities than ever before. Really, that's really cool. Okay, so, whoops, okay. I never get any more graceful. So the harsh truth, the 2 of Swords with the Fool. It's your own indecisiveness that's holding you back from this new beginning. I feel like you are like completely deadlocked and not moving forward, not moving backward. It's almost like a deer in headlights. Have you heard the saying, choosing not to choose is still a choice? So the harsh truth of the situation is that when you say no to making a decision, you are saying yes to stagnation. It looks like you may be trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong to choose, but it's a situation where neither choice is all right or all wrong. Both are kind of right and both are kind of wrong. You know, I get in my Facebook feed a lot these like, who's the asshole or am I the asshole posts, and they like describe their situation, and we all get to judge who's the asshole here. And sometimes when you read them, it's like both parties are right if you look at it from their perspective. And they're both assholes in their own way too. So if you're trying not to be an asshole, it may be unavoidable. And you have to do what's best for you and trust the rest. If you're waiting for more information to come in to tell you what to do, it's not coming. With Fool energy as your cosmic influence, the info on hand, that's the info you get. And the rest is going to be up to faith, okay? So the gentle truth, you have the Four of Swords. I love the Four of Swords. Rest and self-care. So given this harsh truth of the Two of Swords, this really is taking the edge off of that by saying no rush. You don't have to do anything before you're ready. You can take your time. So that information that you wish would come from an external source to validate your decision, it may come in a dream or from within. Maybe your own authority when you allow yourself a timeout. It's just, I don't think it's going to come from an external source. You're going to have to find it within. You may benefit from creating a safe or sacred space where you feel secure and connect with your own inner guidance. This is an energy of turning off your mind. So you know how some people turn off the music in their car when they're looking for an address? It's the same thing. Turning off that mental chatter so your decision can become clear or stand out from the rest. You know what that makes me think of? It makes me think of that scene in The Dark Crystal. Yes, I'm old. When Jen can't figure out which of the crystals is the right one, and you can hear his mind going, there's like a voiceover where he's like, which one is it? And he's kind of asking these questions, and finally he stops and he takes out his little flute or whatever and plays a music note, and the right crystal glows, and it's like, that's the one. So the gentle truth is it's easier than you think when you take a break and when you can turn your mind off for a little while. All right, the exciting truth, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is so awesome to get with Fool energy. I just can't. You are already coming into this, the perfect, like, set up, like the perfect prepared fire, the right logs, the right tinder, even the right accelerant. Everything is in place. You just need air to breathe. Once, you know, sometimes that fire, just won't start because there's not enough circulation of air. So once a little oxygen gets into the mix, you just explode with confidence and passion for this new beginning. It's like it's like the day you discover you can buy a birthday cake from the store anytime you want. You have the power. It's a limitless feeling, like anything could happen. I mean, look at these two cards, I feel like, you know, it's an explosive energy. Doesn't that kind of look like a sparkler or a firework of some kind? There's a sense to where in this resting energy that you are able to take a step back and see the complexity of the effect of all our choices, that it reaches infinitely. And beyond a certain point, it's just a mystery. So you only have to commit your heart. You only have to commit to your heart and to your path. You're not responsible for anyone else's choices or responses, just yours. So it's like you don't have to wait for your birthday to buy a birthday cake. You don't have to wait for the perfect, like impossible conditions to expand into whatever you consider your purpose. So I think this is pretty big and pretty special. So if this resonates, will you comment below? Just say stack 1, and I'm going to pull an extra card for you and individually reply and see how that ties in with this and maybe get you a little further clarification. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's dive right into stack 2. You have the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. And then your overall, this is the Justice card in this deck. So your overall theme, it's an energy of cosmic balance. This is an energy of law, but it goes beyond man's law. It's the law of physics and nature and math. Absolute truth beyond our perception or opinion. So let's see, what is the harsh truth with Ace of Cups and Justice? You may be experiencing a flood of emotion, like pouring your whole heart into something and tipping things out of balance. I feel like your own footing is what's being compromised. This is all of your eggs in one basket energy that is making you vulnerable, I feel. I can see that there's a lot of promise in what you're investing in emotionally. But the harsh truth here is a warning against going off the deep end and abandoning your logic or even abandoning your intuition. Make sure you aren't giving all of your love to something that's unbalanced. Reserve some of that love for yourself. Like if this is relationship related, there's something that we romanticize about loving someone more than yourself. And that really is a toxic and weird thing. But if it's not relationship, this could actually apply to career as well. I just had it happen more at my job where my self-worth was very wrapped up in professional success. And one day they closed and moved operations out of the state, and my sense of purpose and identity was kind of obliterated. And I had invested everything in something outside of myself, something that could be taken away. And it felt like a death. Like I've been struggling with grief over it. So the harsh truth is, don't put your entire heart into something external that can be taken away. Okay. So the gentle truth here, the Four of Wands with Justice. I actually really like this. It's the first stack out of 4 in this position as well. It's a moment of pause and reflection. So like a liminal time between worlds where one cycle is at an end and the other is not quite begun. So it's a little bit limbo-like, I suppose. But I feel like time is up on the efforting that you've been doing up until now. It's kind of a treat yourself moment, honestly. Something you've been working towards, like a milestone of sorts, is at hand, or at least around the corner. I feel like you may even know the exact date that you'll be celebrating, like graduation or retirement, an end of being single if you're getting married, or the end of being in a toxic relationship if you're getting divorced. Whatever it is, it's something to celebrate and mark the occasion before heading out into the next phase. Okay, you know what? You know what I see? I know what's happening here. Okay. The pendulum is swinging, and it's at its lowest point right now. So you're going to feel the most compression. Like, you know, on a roller coaster, or that one ride that just kind of swings you up and then you come down and swing back up. If you know that feeling right at the bottom after a drop and right before a lift, and you feel that pressure holding you down, you feel like gravity is increased. It's like the opposite of what happens when they practice weightlessness with the plane, where they go up and then that moment right before it comes down, there's weightlessness. The opposite happens on the bottom of a curve. So I feel like that's where you are. And if you look back, have you noticed the pattern here? Like pressure, release, weightless, and back again. So this time is passing. And it kind of also feels like a decompression chamber, like in those deep sea movies where they're way at deep water and you can't just go out and float back up. You will die. You have to do the little decompression chamber to equalize the pressure. And so you're being really given a nice grace period here to even everything out and to equalize before moving on to the next upswing. I see you have many blessings and accomplishments to celebrate, and there's going to be more to come. So your exciting truth with the 5 of Cups and Justice. The pendulum is swinging away from a period of loss and towards a period of rebuilding. Okay, have you heard, like, the universe abhors a vacuum? So, like, when something is taken away, something will always take its place. And what happened does not appear to be your fault, and it looks unavoidable, but you have complete power over what you do with what you have now. this is served up kind of like a caution to diversify your emotional investment. And after this swing through center here, you'll have moved from one side of the scale to the other with new building materials. And so it's like a fresh start that you get to create something more satisfying before. Like, let's use the image of a scale as an example. Like, if you're on the side that's down, climbing to the other side is going to be an uphill battle, maybe impossible. But if you're clever and add weight to the other side, what you do is you can bring them into equilibrium, and you just mosey on across laterally. And you can start building from a much stronger place. So this Four of Wands is like the interstitial time for you to add weight, emotional investment that is, more evenly spread so that you can seamlessly transition into this. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my hand off the screen. You can't even see it. You can seamlessly transition into this brand new beginning. And the beautiful thing about starting over is that you're entering a new upswing. Like, the down part is behind you. And so this seems like a significant change in circumstances. And if you would like me to pull one more card just for you, comment in the below. Just say stack 2, and I'll pull one more card and see if I can't get a little bit more clarification on what this means for your situation. Okay, thank you so much. All right, here we go, stack 3. You have the Four of Cups, the Knight of Coins, and the Page of Cups. And your overall energy, this is the Emperor. Okay, so this shows you claiming your power and stepping into a position of authority over your life, which is really kind of cool. So let's see. It's not kind of cool. It's very cool. The harsh truth, though, the Emperor with the Page of Cups. All right, let me get the glare off here, and then I'll start talking. You are being asked to level up and to mature, okay? To put on your big person pants, as they say. You may be confronted with a lot of reality checks right now that are challenging you, and they aren't random. You're not being picked on. You are being called higher, and in order to step towards that calling, you need more experience under your belt, okay? You are, with this Page of Cups, beautifully sensitive, which you don't want to lose, but you may need to develop some armor around that in certain ways. Not to harden your heart, but just some better defenses and boundaries. There's a little bit of naivety here, where you may be frustrated that people aren't taking you seriously, and to be honest, you may still have to prove yourself to earn it. It's like, you know, you have something inside of you to offer. You can feel that, but you haven't had a chance to demonstrate it to the world and to build rapport. It's going to take work to earn the respect that you deserve, and you do deserve it. The world just hasn't seen you in action enough. It's kind of reminded me of like the with the Page of Cups and the Emperor together. It makes me think of that old Tom Hanks movie, Big. It's like, you can't just wish your way into that outward appearance of adulthood. You have to live the process as it unfolds. So that's the harsh truth. But what's the gentle truth? The Knight of Coins with the Emperor. So this reminds you that this is a process like any other. You don't have to rise up to these challenges as the Emperor. You don't have to go from, you know, this energy to this energy today or tomorrow. You don't have to stress about the path. It's like you're laying it as you go, and as you lay each piece, it will make perfect sense in that moment where the next one goes. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. It's not some lofty spiritual thing. It's pretty practical, actually, and so you're protected as well. If you struggle with abstract concepts or thinking, when it comes to like leveling up or maturation, this isn't that. It's taking place in your physical environment. So it's as though you're working on a skill, and being passionate about it is what's going to make it feel more like play than work. It's like you're doing it because you love it, which takes that time dilation thing out of it. You know, that the horror movie hallway that stretches out and lengthens out in front of the person, creating that trapped feeling. That comes from doing something while focused on the end point and not the task at hand. So the exciting truth, Four of Cups with the Emperor. There's something already here that's right under your nose that you aren't seeing. It's like you're further along than you think, and the finish line is closer than you think. It's like it's within arm's length. It's just a matter of stepping out of one consciousness into the other, from the mindset of things happen to you to the mindset that you make things happen. I've probably said this in readings before, where you realize that to change, don't mind her. She's been fed. It's like you realize that to change what you see in the mirror, you don't draw on the mirror, you change the source, you, right? So this is a huge part of Emperor energy that you can step into right now. Total autonomy, total ownership. And that's kind of a cool, there's kind of a cool, like, speed of light thing going on here, where it's like the moment you step into this Knight of Pentacles energy, or coins they have, it's like you're there. Despite being a slow energy of incremental progress, it's like we measure light traveling years through space, but to the photon, no time passes. Like if you were writing on it, there wouldn't be years passing. It's an instantaneous trip, or so I've heard on science shows. It's like, it's a change of focus from the distant conceptual future to where your power is to act tangibly in this moment that makes you the Emperor, okay? So if that seems a little bit general and abstract, comment below, type stack 3, and I will pull one more card to see if I can't make it a little bit clearer for you individually, okay? That's a personal card just for you if you'll comment stack 3, and I'll see if I can't narrow this down for you, okay? Thank you so much.